Never let anybody see you sweat.
So I was born in New York City, and I lived there until I was 8 years old. I realized that I was a much better talker than I was a listener.
I don't know what to say, I just don't like what you're saying.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I ended up going to law school at Georgetown, and I was a prosecutor for Janet Reno. I loved it because it was so raw.
Were you cheating on her?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All rise.
Our show will be a mixture of education, I think you're misreading the law a little bit, and entertainment. My main goal is justice and the law. That's been my legacy, and the legacy I hope to continue into the future with the show.
Ray Meghan claims his classic car has a dent because his neighbor overreacted when he saw his dogs and jumped on the hood. Marvin Hale says he sought out higher ground to get away from Mr. Meghan's 3 threatening canines.
Okay, Mr. Meghan, you are suing Mr. Hale, who I guess is your neighbor, is he?
Yes.
For $4,750 in damages that you say he did to your Corvette. What happened?
Yeah, well, apparently the mailman left my side gate open, and my dogs got out, and I heard Mr. Hale was yelling and running, and my dogs, which are completely friendly, and he was just unnecessary.
What kind of dogs are they?
Well, I have a little terrier.
Okay.
And a German Shepherd and a Doberman mix.
Okay, let me see the Doberman.
So, okay, he's...
Okie dokie, so go on.
They're so sweet.
Okay.
So I think he overreacted to them, and...
Wait, what, okay, first, let's go back. Apparently, the mailman left the gate open.
Yes.
How do you know that?
Well...
How do you know you didn't leave the gate open?
Well, I never leave that gate open.
Okay, well then...
Because my dogs are either in the house or they're out in the yard. At this time, they were out in the yard.
Right, well, and the mailman just comes in with your 3 dogs running around?
Well, he knows them, and they know him.
Okay.
So they're familiar.
Has the mailman ever left your door?
He has on occasion, yes.
Okay, and you're aware of that? And when you see that the mailman is there, what is it you're doing while this is going on?
Well, I didn't know the mailman had come. I was on the...
The dogs don't bark when the mailman comes?
Well, the dog wasn't barking until Mr. Hale started running.
Okay, so it's his fault.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. So, according to you, you believe the mailman left the gate open, and then
That's
what?
my only explanation.
Well, the other explanation is that you didn't make sure that the gate, that your dogs were secure, right? Which is your obligation. And
Yes.
either way, whether the mailman left it open, your dogs got out, right?
The dogs were out, yes.
Okay, and what happened? And the dogs can't be out and running around. They're supposed to be on leashes. There's a leash law where
Yes,
you're from.
no, I
Right.
do
Okay, so
know
go
that.
ahead. So tell me what
then
happens.
Mr. Hale walked by my house, headed up towards the corner store, I guess, and...
How long have you known each other?
Well, I've lived there about 10 years, and they've been my neighbors for 10 years.
Okay,
But
got it.
He kind of started out, he would always cut through my yard when he was younger, kind of
Really?
a problem child.
Okay.
And then I'd, shout at him to hey,
Get off my
don't-
lawn, you meddling kid.
Basically, yeah.
And then
exactly.
what would
Hey,
he
you
say?
kid.
Oh, sorry?
No, he would be rude and just kind of like laugh it off and
Is that
keep
true? Were you
going.
cutting through his yard and...
Your Honor, I was 12.
Oh, well, boys will be boys. Like, still, you need to obey the law like everybody else does.
I felt he was disrespectful.
Okay, I got it. So go on. I was 12.
Okay, and so getting back to this story here.
Right.
I have a classic 1974 Corvette.
Let me see.
This is just coming back from showing it at a car show in Las Vegas.
Oh, my God.
And it was backed into my driveway. I mean, my dad gave me that car, and him and I used to work on it. We did all the restoration, many a summer, just taking care of that car. He was the original owner, and when he passed away, I took possession. And that was one of the few things that is my pride and joy in my life. And then it was backed into the driveway on this day.
That's kind of sad, but okay. No, This is beautiful. It's a beautiful car.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what happened was when the dogs were chasing Marvin,
Why were the dogs chasing him? I understand the dogs got out, but why were they chasing?
He could tell you probably.
Yeah, and he's going to tell me. Let me hear from you. What exactly? Tell me. Paint the picture for me, just like you're walking down the street. Tell me exactly what happens.
I was heading to the local store to get a couple of snacks, and I was passing Ray's house. And when I turned the corner to go to the store, sure enough, Ray's terrier was there. And Your Honor, I have a deep fear of dogs. When I was 10, I got into a vicious accident with one that required lots of stitches and shots.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
Yeah, but the dogs were between him and the gate, so he couldn't do that one. That's not a good one. Not a whole lot of other options right there, are there? Yeah.
No comment.
And later.
And what's his response?
His response was, it's the centerpiece of his parties. He has to use his fire pit. So I said, okay, fine. If you're gonna use it, can you please just move it so the smoke doesn't go into my house, into my windows?
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Ray Meghan, who blames Marvin Hale for damaging his classic Corvette.
When you notice that the terrier is barking at you, did you see the terrier come out through the gate, or no, the terrier was already out?
I turned the corner, he was sitting there on the sidewalk.
Okay.
I looked over, the gate was wide open.
Okay.
He's growling at me already. I hadn't even done anything.
Growling?
Growling.
Okay.
Not barking.
Okay.
So, with my fear of dogs, I was already prepared to disband the situation. So I slowly started backing away. And as I was backing away, Ray's two other dogs joined, and they were growling
Where did
at
they
me.
come from?
The gate.
Okay, so they came off the property, and what were they doing?
Well, they could have already been out, but I didn't notice.
Okay.
But I know for sure the terrier was already there. Two others joined. All of a
And what
sudden,
were the others doing?
growling as well. They joined.
Okay.
They joined the terrier.
And then what?
And then I started slowly back away, and they were on all four. Well, as a dog is on all fours.
Right.
They were aggressive, and they were growling at me with vicious intent. And so as I slowly started backing away, they got faster and faster. And so I went the other way and started running full force. And as I was running full force, the closest thing that was closest to me that I could, get on top of to save myself from these vicious dogs was unfortunately Ray's Corvette.
Of all the things to jump on, though, the Corvette?
Your Honor, there isn't many other things for me to jump over or protect myself. I have a deep fear of dogs.
Was he there?
He was, I don't believe he was outside at the moment. I mean, to be honest, I kind of had like a huge adrenaline rush. Everything started to blend into one. All I saw was the Corvette, and I thought, I need to protect myself. I cannot go through this trauma again.
When do you get on the scene to see what's going on? Like, how does that happen?
When I heard Marvin, he was just yelling like, ah, and running, and then I heard my dogs barking like playful barks.
Okay, you keep talking about playful. You have to understand these are animals, and they're chasing him. Like Judge, imagine a thought cloud that says, "Ooh, I want to cuddle." That's not how this works. Your dogs get loose, and there's someone who's being chased by the dogs. That's a problem. Now, jumping on the Corvette wouldn't have been my first. Maybe it would have. I don't know. I don't know what how close I was to being mauled or bit, or nobody wants to. Mauled is such a strong word too. Bit, like nobody wants to get bit by your dogs that are all running loose. So
he could have ran in and shut the gate or up on the fence. Why did he have to jump
up on the fence? What
is
he like a trapeze? Like he's he's going to balance on the fence? Like how?
It's a shorter fence.
Yeah. How? It doesn't seem to me to be the best idea either because of the damage it caused. But whose fault is that? Like he's acting on adrenaline and just doing, in a hurry, what it is that'll save him. And unfortunately, it's your Corvette that he does it on.
Yeah, for $4,750 in damage.
Right, and I believe you because I know what the damages are going to be on something like that. And what is it? Because he stood on it?
Yeah, he
dented
jumped.
the top, and these things are fiberglass, and So here's the issue. The issue isn't how much damage he caused. There's two questions in any lawsuit. The first thing the plaintiff has to prove is he did me wrong. And then the second thing is damages. I'm going to assume it was $4,750 worth of damages. We've got to first answer that threshold question of, hey, judge, he did me wrong. He is running around being chased by your dogs, and there are many people who might feel that in a situation like that, he needs to do whatever comes to his head to not get bit by 3 dogs chasing him. Those people might think, too bad, so sad. Don't let your dogs roam loose. Make sure the mailman, tell the mailman to leave it. Put your mailbox outside. If the mailman has repeatedly left the door open, you have 3 dogs outside. There's a lot of things that people on this side of the fence would say. Now, people on the other side of the fence would say, you should have done something more judicious. And what was it you came up with? Climb the fence and teeter-totter, or what? What other option was there for him?
Maybe run in the gate that was open and shut it and keep the dogs out?
Yeah, but the dogs were between him and the gate, so he couldn't do that one. That's not a good one. Not a whole lot of other options right there, are there? Yeah.
No comment.
Well, there aren't. If the dogs were just out and he did it, I would say, oh, come on, that wasn't a natural reaction. When you have 3 dogs growling and chasing you, which you cannot contest. You keep saying, oh, they were happy, they were playing. They're growling. That's not happy and playing. And then they're pouncing, and then they're chasing. And the proximate cause of the damage to the car is no longer him. It becomes the person whose dogs were out. Let's say that the 3 dogs belong to someone else. The vet belongs to you, the dogs belong to someone else. Who would you be suing in that case?
That would probably be the owner of the dogs.
Right. A judge has to answer the following question. Why did this happen? Okay? This happened because the dogs were out, which is illegal, and the dogs were chasing him, and according to him, growling. I can't look at his instinctive actions and say, you are now responsible for the damage that you did. I just can't, not in this situation, because I think what's responsible is that the dogs got out. Verdict in this case is for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
Ray, I just want to say, I know I was kind of a troublemaker kid when I was younger. I think you're a really stand-up guy, and I really apologize what happened to your car.
Well, it was just tragic for me.
Coming up.
To me, Your Honor, sure is not a yes.
No, what is it?
Well, it's definitely not a yes. When I asked the love of my life to marry me and she says, sure, I wouldn't be that convinced.
You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. Linda Perelli claims her curtains and upholstery needed a deep cleaning because smoke from the defendant's fire pit drifted into her home. Billy O'Shea says he warned the plaintiff to close her windows before he fired up the pit.
Ms. Perelli, you are suing Mr. O'Shea for $1,300 in damages to your place because of what he was doing at his place.
Correct.
Tell me what happened.
So he moved in about a year ago. As soon as he moved in, he started having parties. He likes to have his parties. Well, when he hosts these parties, he likes to have a fire pit. That fire pit is right next to our fence line, and all the smoke comes into my home. I do have cats. I do like to leave my windows open for my cats. So I let him know, please just notify me when you're gonna have these parties so I can close my windows for my cats. So this particular time, I had a hiking trip in Perelli. So I did leave Thursday about 10 in the morning. It's about a 6-hour drive. Around 1 o'clock, halfway through my drive, I get a text. He's gonna be having a party again Friday and Saturday that weekend. I let him know, hey, I'm not home. I can't close my windows. I don't have anyone who can close my windows. I said, please, just for this one weekend, don't use the fire pit. I'm not there, I can't close the windows. Just please, this one weekend, don't use the fire pit. Just
What
don't
was
use-
this is all by text, right?
Yes, yes.
And what's his response?
His response was, it's the centerpiece of his parties. He has to use his fire pit. So I said, okay, fine. If you're gonna use it, can you please just move it so the smoke doesn't go into my house, into my windows?
Couldn't somebody just reach your hand over and close your window somewhat? Like,
I didn't ask anybody to go onto
didn't
my
occur to anybody?
No.
Not you, not him, not the cats, just to
I
maybe
don't.
just.
I don't ask him to come to my
Well,
property.
I know.
Yeah.
But you're asking him to use his property the way you see fit too, right?
Coming up.
I think that you ordered a deep cleaning because you're angry at him.
Oh, yes, I'm angry. Yes, I am angry.
You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with a dispute between Linda Perelli and Billy O'Shea over smoke damage caused by a fire pit.
So why can't you not use a fire pit one time?
Well, there's a pre-placed spot for my fire pit to prevent fire danger, correct? So my backyard's fully grass, and there's one spot on the yard that's able for a fireplace.
Then kindly tell me why when she texts you, can you move the fire pit, you say sure.
To me, Your Honor, sure is not a yes.
No, what is it?
Well, it's definitely not a yes. When I ask the love of my life to marry me and she says sure, I wouldn't be that convinced.
I don't think you should marry her if she says that. What I don't understand is, why would he be responsible for that cleaning bill when I don't know how much difference it would have made?
Because he did notify
The
me
problem
he was
was
gonna
that your
move it.
window wasn't closed. The problem was not that he didn't move the fire pit. And he called you with the same kind of notice he always gives you, which is the day before.
Had he informed me via text that sure meant no, I would have canceled my trip and come home the next day.
No, you would not have.
Over
Don't be
an open
ridiculous.
window.
It's just a hiking trip.
I think that what you might have done is gotten somebody to close the darn window, which is what you should do from the beginning. I don't like that he said sure to you, but you're trying to make that a contract, and therefore it's entirely his negligence, and he's got to pay $1,300 to get what? What was a $1,300 bill for?
It's for the deep cleaning of my property. They came in and they had to shampoo the carpets. They had to steam clean.
And he should pay for that?
I believe he should pay for that because he did say he was going to move it, and he didn't.
So if he moves the fire from here to here, you don't think that smoke is still going directly into? You think the smoke is going to take a detour because it's on the other side? It's going to go where the wind goes.
I think it would have gave more room for just air
I think
and
that you
space.
ordered a deep cleaning because you're angry at him.
Oh, yes, I'm angry. Yes, I am angry.
Right.
Judge Milian's verdict when Justice for the People returns. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian.
Your problem is that you were out of town and
Agreed.
you didn't know anybody who could close your windows.
Agreed.
That's really the problem. The only thing that you have in your favor is that he gives you the answer sure, and then he doesn't. Even though I find it rude, I'm not here to, impose politeness on the part of Mr. O'Shea. He should not have said sure because he knows darn well he can't move it. I then, though, have to say, okay, so he said he would, he didn't, what difference does it make? I'm having a hard time seeing that there would have been a difference. I don't think he would have canceled your trip, and I don't think that the smoke would have been different. I think that when you got home, it smelled smoky, you were angry, and so you had yourself a good deep cleaning. Unless there's something he's doing wrong in the use of his property, then he's not going to be negligent and owe you money for the cleaning. That's my verdict. Verdict to the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claims denied.
Any last remarks for each other?
I just think it's ridiculous. I think he's responsible, and I think he should pay.
Come over for a drink sometime.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.